Next candidate. Mr. Keith Blanford, please. New question. Or you can touch on the other one a little bit. Okay. 2 typos in this one, so it took me a second. As someone who is soon to be eligible for Medicare, after paying taxes for 50 years, how can you assure my fears that Medicare services will be there for me when I need them most, and that some politically appointed board will not decide I am too old to warrant the expense?
Well, I mean, I think that's the bad news, you know, and the answer is no, I can't. I don't think anybody up here who says that they can assure that these programs are going to be around here in 10 years are telling the truth, because it's not possible. You know, I hear these Republicans, and like I said, I think they're great guys, but I think it's not enough. We're not talking about enough. You know, we have over 700 military bases around the world. I'm United States Navy. My father was Navy, and we go back Navy forever. I believe in the military, but we are spending too much money. We are spending too much money on foreign aid, borrowing $100 billion from China to give to Iraq. You know, we can't afford these programs, and without some major cuts in spending, they're going to go. All right, you know, back to the immigration, my wife is a legal immigrant. She's a legal immigrant. It took her. Okay, did I say legal? I did, didn't I? I got her up through the border. The coyote, you know? All right, so it took us 2 years, $10,000 and 2 attorneys to do. The free market actually does look for labor, and if we made it simpler, we wouldn't have so many illegals. That's where I finally said something different. You know, back to the money issue, you know, I lost my whole train of thought.
Just relax.
All right. Okay. So, you know, with Medicare and Social Security and all of these entitlement programs, I think the best thing for us to do is really consider where we can save that money to wean people off. My wife, Russian. I was in Russia. I saw the last Soviet Union stimulus package. Huge buildings that were not completed. They even left the crane. They just stopped. And what's more compassionate, having somebody who's on programs their whole life, and you wake up on Tuesday and there's no government. Nothing. And that's where it's going. Because they printed money, they did everything they could to sustain this and sustain this, and one day it just collapsed. And for us, we have to understand that that's what's happening. I feel like I'm talking, but nobody's hearing me. That's what's happening. And ultimately, at a point, we're going to wake up on a Tuesday and boom, it's over. You're not going to be worried about your Medicare at 60 because it stopped today. So we really need to think about how we're going to be pulling money from other places, and a lot of that money can come from foreign aid and from the military. Thank you.
You get a